Cary Playwrights Forum and Bar Plays 5.3 present Case in Point, written by Keith A. Kennel, directed and narrated by Keith Kennel, featuring Stephanie Turner, Kurt Benrud, Stephanie C. Simon, and Joe Campo. Please take the survey after you watch all the videos. It's available from the CPF website and the Facebook Bar Plays 5.3 page and event. This will allow you to give feedback to all the writers. Coming soon for CPF, at the end of May is a fifth of Play Slam. It will be presented similarly to what we're doing here with Zoom videos. And then in July, we have the NC 10x10 Festival, the third annual, which will hopefully be done live and in person. First weekend in Cary and second weekend in Durham.
Welcome. We're about to go live inside Fortnight Brewery, where Ishmael's Etymological Assembly is ready to begin their monthly meeting. Torsten de Beer, who wears a Kaiser Wilhelm Pickelhaube helmet, is tonight's master of ceremonies. Pip Bildad, clad in a traditional Scottish kilt, along with clerically robed Sister Maple and Nantucket, Massachusetts radical Gabriella, who's decked out in slip-on shoes, knickers, and a flowy, puffy sleeve shirt, are all present and sit with drink in hand. Torsten enters, places a case of Pequod Pale Ale 13 on a wobbly stand, looks around the room, and taps table twice with his gavel.
Seeing that the crew is assembled, I call to order the November meeting of Ishmael's Etymological Assembly. Please note that the case before us rests upon a very unsteady foundation.
Mr. Foreskin, I object.
It's toast time, or Mr. De Beer. How many times must I tell you this? And to what are you objecting?
Right you are, Foreskin. Laddies and genitals of the jury, the case before us is liquid, not solid, and therefore any discussion of its steadiness or unsteadiness is irreverent and unethereal.
Objection. Unethereal. Pequod Pale Ale 13 is 13% alcohol by volume, which by definition is highly spirited. I move we strike Pip's erroneous and inflammatory testimony from the record.
Pequod Pale Ale 13 can be set on fire. I have to see.
There will be no fires set in the fortnight.
Semi-monthly.
Bi-monthly.
Semi-monthly. Bi-monthly is both ambiguous, amorphous, and blasphemous, as it is used to mean both once every other month as well as twice a month. Carnage and chaos.
This is exactly why we can meet only once a month. This inability to differentiate between bi-monthly and semi-monthly is abominable. Pardon me. Ishmael's Etymological Assembly is bound on the first Friday to be too chaotic and hence has settled on the third Thursday for our monthly meeting. There is no ambiguity. The place isn't packed on Thursday as it tends to be on Friday, and we know precisely when and where we shall be meeting. Here at the fortnight on the third Thursday of the month.
It would be nice to meet twice monthly. I mean, we're at fortnight. It begs for a semi-monthly get-together.
Fortnight. Once every 2 weeks is a fortnight.
That would leave us with 26.07142 meetings, 75% of the time, and
Aye, and 26.42857, 25% of the time. Yes, we've been over all this before.
Except on century years. Those aren't leap years.
Oh, yeah? Don't forget 2000.
2000 is history. 2100 won't be a leap year.
Order, order. This meeting will come to order. Our conversation has flown far afield. Ishmael's etymological assembly mission is to dissect erroneous word usages that have entered the lexicon of the English language, not to consider solipsisms out of the celestial field.
Astrological.
Astronomical.
Whoa. Leap years are semi-biennial. Mind blown.
Semi-biannual.
Semi-annual.
Biennial is a second anniversary. Gabriella, despite her non-standard usage, is mostly correct. A thing that occurs every 4 years could be described as semi-biennial.
I thought it was a plant that lives for 2 years.
It's something that occurs only every other year. So a leap year is semi-biennial.
Biannual occurs every other year.
False, Pitbull Dad. False and inflammatory. Biannual is something that happens twice a year, like equinoxes or solstice.
Isn't that equini and solstices?
It is equinoxes and solstices. I just Googled it this morning.
Whatever for. What are you, a Wiccan?
No, a Lutheran. And it's astronomy, not astrology.
What's your thought on solstices?
My source is preeminent and impeachable. I use dictionary.com.
Dictionary.com? Begosh and Begorra, to steal a quip from Pip. The Websters are go home.
Oxford. Oxford.
Slip-ons, laces are for losers.
I perused carefully, but that is the literal meaning of peruse, to look carefully. Not this bastardized skimming you Americans insist upon. Do I need to teach you all English?
Hey, laddie, watch who you're calling American.
I think you mean, do I need to teach all of you English, not teach us all English?
That's literally what I just said.
Well, that last part is almost. You said, do I need to teach you all English? And Gabby said, teach us all English. So she changed the pronoun you to us when we had a perspective change. And teaching us all English would never end, as language is an evolving, changing, dynamic entity. I think you'd have much better luck if you tried to teach all of us English.
I believe our change in perspective is precisely the problem. The case before us is Quad Pale Ale 13.
Which can or cannot be ignited.
Regardless of can or cannot, it may not, at least not in the fortnight. You are welcome to take them home and experiment with them as you see fit.
Them or it?
Yes.
No, I meant which is correct.
Yes, I know what you mean, and I believe both are legitimate here. It is your share, but we will divide them equitably as per our shares.
Equitably, not equally.
Justice for Ishmael.
Our society, based on the principles laid forth by the late, great Herman Melville, who painstakingly laid forth the procedures by which investors and crew members of the 19th century whaling ships were equitably awarded portions of the profit, distributes our provisions based upon shares. It is in the Assembly's charter, and any changes in our bylaws must be presented to committee, lobbied, and voted upon.
I so move.
Out of order.
Crewmate Gabriella has a point. Why aren't our shares distributed equally?
Yes, we pay the same dues.
Because fair and equal are not synonyms. Our dues are more than gift. Those of us who have been members longer have sweat equity. If you're unhappy, I suggest you write an amendment to our Constitution.
Amendments require a 2/3 majority vote.
Order, order.
We move Ishmael's etymological assembly farther than we've done before.
Farther or further? Are we talking distance or ideology?
Distance. It's getting awfully noisy in here. We move outside to the veranda.
Lanai.
The deck.
Or courtyard? I believe we should table further discussion on moving farther until we have finished sharing our thoughts on the equitable distribution of shares.
Equitable.
Queequeg. Queequeg, 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 queequeg.
Order, order. We shall have order.
If you distribute the Pequod pail, we wouldn't have to order again.
You know we're not allowed to ingest or imbibe any outside food or drink inside these fortnight walls. We gave our word in return for the space.
Sprains me sporen every time I buy a drink here.
A society is only as good as its word, and Ishmael's etymological assembly has given out. The Pequod Pale Ale must not be opened until you're at home. Arrive alive, don't drink and drive.
Better to sleep with a sober cannibal than a drunk Christian, to quote St. Melville.
Body of Christ.
Blasphemy!
Talk not to me of blasphemy, man. I'd strike the sun if it insulted me.
Ahab. 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 Ahab.
Order, order, order.
Blackout. My name is Keith A. Kennel, and I thank you all for your attention. I wish to extend a heartfelt thanks to Cary Playwright Forum for hosting Bar Plays, and 1,000 thanks to Joe Campo, aka Torsten the Beer, Stephanie C. Simon for her portrayal of Sister Maple, Stephanie Turner's Gabriella, and Kurt Bedrud, our Celtic Pip Bildad.